Thank you for, I handed in some testimony. Thank you for having me today. I'm here to, on behalf of Texas Gun Sense, to oppose House Bill 1471. Texas Gun Sense is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that advocates for common sense, evidence-based policies that reduce gun injuries and deaths. I looked up the definition of veteran, and I'm glad that honorably retired and honorably discharged was added. There's nothing, in my mind, there's nothing magic about being retired military or veteran when it comes to our school children. We need the best qualified folks interacting with our school children. My husband is a Vietnam-era veteran and served on an aircraft carrier on the electronics, and I asked him if he even remembered his firearms training, and he couldn't even remember having had his firearms training. The training of these personnel is important, as others have mentioned. Inexperienced and ill-trained volunteers will be allowed to carry firearms on their person, and that worries me around students. This is a recipe for not only intentional, but also unintentional, I should say unintentional injuries. And we think that Texas Gun Sense supports measures that we feel like prevent intentional and unintentional gun injuries and deaths in schools, such as a statewide gun public safety campaign, efforts to close the gaps in background checks, improving the child access prevention law, etc., since time is short for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Switzer. Appreciate it. Members, questions? All right, thank you. C.G. Grissom, First Sergeant, Open Carry, Texas, and self-testifying for the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is C.J. Grisham. I'm here on behalf of Open Carry Texas and as myself as a retired Army First Sergeant and combat veteran in support of this bill. What I like about the bill, of course, is that we are taking seriously the fact that we need to be able to protect our children in schools. And if we truly care about that, then this is a great way to do that without adding costs to the taxpayer, without adding those burdens to the schools, because this is a volunteer program. It also provides that the school districts can create a policy that allows these volunteers to come in there and do that. I know many veterans who are more than willing and capable and able to volunteer for their local school district, especially these days since the war in Afghanistan took off in 2003. Most, if not all, soldiers are trained on these mass cal type events. A perfect example is when I was in Iraq in Baghdad, we had an issue where we came under attack, but there was a huge crowd around us. And we didn't just start shooting indiscriminately because we're trained to pick and choose our targets. We're trained to recognize who the bad guy is, and you don't shoot through innocent people to get to guilty people. So the best people to do that are our trained veterans and retired police officers. The schools should provide in their policies. Of course, you don't want someone who has done something like being a chef the entire time but has not had any combat experience or training on how to deal with these kinds of situations. So that's important. I mean, you don't just hire any veteran, but anybody that's trained, capable, and willing to defend their students in their school district should be able to. So we support this bill. It's a great bill. It's a very responsible bill, and it doesn't add any money to the schools or the taxpayers. And it provides good guys with a gun to stop bad guys with a gun.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Members' questions? All right. Thank you for being here.